Third game, let's attack this mofo. One thing I want to say about the third rule is that I've chosen to show it conditionally. Because that just is a language that makes sense to me. And here we're saying that either Yandell has the in or Trent has the stable, or both. And that's how I'm going to say that. For the first rule, do take a minute and, count to 3. If every family has a building and W has more than Y, that means that either Y has 1 building and W has 2 or 3, or Y has 2 buildings and then W has 3. But that would be 5 buildings, leaving the Trents with no building at all. Not happening. So Y has 1 building, W has 2 or 3, and the Trents have 1 or 2. With that said, I'm ready to answer some questions. Question 14, a complete and accurate list, and we know how to deal with this. Answer choice B we can get rid of because if the Yandells don't have the in, the Trents have to have the stable. Get rid of answer choice B. Answer choice C we can get rid of because you cannot put the forge with the in or with the mill. That can't happen. Get rid of C. D and E are both wrong because they both don't have W with more of the buildings than Y. What is that noise? Leaves is only answer choice A, so that's the right answer there. For question 15, why can the Trents not have both the in and the mill? Let's see. So that's 2. That means there's 2 here, 1 here. That box, to me, I'm just saying it's exactly 1. Alright, so now we've got a rule. The Trents have their 2. They don't have the stable, so Y has to have the in. And oh, shit! The in can't be owned by both families, and that is why the Trents cannot own the in and the mill. For 16, if the Yandells own the mill. Well, let's see what happens. If we put the mill here, that's the only thing going there. Now, the rule, the Yandells don't own the in, so the Trents have to own the stable. Next, we have to split up F and M. That's done. We also have to split up F and I. That means one of them will be here, the other one will be here, and that leaves the granary. What were we asked? What must be true? Oh yeah, Williams is on the granary. For 17, if one of the families owns both G and I, what could be true? Well, if one of the families owns both G and I, it's not the Yandells. It's either the Trents or else the W's, whatever their name is. Alright, if it's the Trents, oh, we've been through this. If the Trents don't own the stables, the Yandells have to have the in. So that's not happening. So if one of the families has both G and I, it is the Waverleys or the Williamses. And now, since the Yandells don't have the in, the Trents have the stable. And we have 2 things left, F and M, and they have to be split up. One of them is here, and the other one is in either of these 2 places. You might have F and M, or F and M and F. I'll leave the other one alone. What could be true? The Trents own the mill. They could. They might. It's possible. That leaves with just question 18. If the Trents owned exactly one of the buildings, a complete list of those buildings, any one of which could be the one that they own. If they own just one, what is a complete list? Look at this. We know now, that if they own just one building, one of those buildings could be the stable. If they own just one building, it might be the stable. So I get rid of A and B and D, and now I've got only C and E, and the only question now is, if they own just one building, could it be the inn? We've seen that it could be the stable, in which case these guys get M or F. But could they have just the inn? Well, if the Yandells don't own the inn, the Trents own the stable. The Trents can't have just the N, get rid of answer choice C, and that leaves us with only answer choice E, and I do love it when a plan comes together. Alright, in that video I showed you why all the right answers were the right answers in that game. But I didn't really show you how to arrive at those answers. I didn't give you a system for dealing with the questions. I didn't give you a method for arriving at a diagram and working through a game on your own. And that's because I think that's worth paying for. If you agree with me, check out this link and you can see a list of all our current course offerings and their prices, and they're pretty reasonable, I think. And if you don't want to pay for that, that's totally cool. Just keep making the best use you can out of all these free videos, and please tell all your friends and family, neighbors and acquaintances and people you meet on the street how awesome we are. Of course, if you thought that was awesome, you really should see what's in the paid course.